We're back with another How Well Do You Know Mike McDonald, and wait a second.
Wait a second.
Wrong video. Sorry about that, Mike.
That's okay.
I'm going to use that opportunity for a shameless plug, though.
Certainly.
If you haven't signed up for Yacht Rock, please do so. It's going to be an awesome concert, Saturday, March 15th, right out here in the parking lot. And Mike, thank you to you and Lisa for being good sports and helping us pull that video together.
Sure.
A lot of good comments from the community, and I just couldn't let that connection, Michael McDonald and Mike McDonald, pass us by.
I love being kicked when I'm down.
It wasn't a kick. There's some great facts there.
Just a couple of zingers.
But anyways, I genuinely am a super fan.
That's great. That's great.
So let's get on to the important stuff here.
Sure.
Project update. Here we are. We're standing in front of the building, and some dramatic changes here. This is something that the committee has approved through the board.
Yep. Last week was our
change order.
We voted to go ahead and do the doors.
Yeah.
It's just under $50,000. Leaves us $72,000 in our contingency. A little less than we wanted to finish with, but we had to do this now because it's 3 months to get the new doors.
Yeah.
2 to 3 months for them to get in. So we couldn't wait any longer. We didn't want to really be satisfied with the elliptical transoms and the stained wood entrance. So goodbye 1986 and hello 2025.
Yes.
So we're going to have 10-foot tall bronze and glass French doors.
Beautiful.
All the way up to the top of that opening, which is where the bottom of the concrete beam is inside. So that's as high as we could go, and it's good. It's a good set of doors.
I mean, that is just dramatic. Those openings look so much larger than I imagined them to look.
Yep. Yeah. The old doors, I think, were about 8 feet high.
Yeah.
But they were just, the proportions were not very grand, and we always had this 30-foot wall here, so everything seems to be settling in nicely.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
We're also standing on the elevated driveways. They have, I think, one more lift to go to compact, but there's quite a bit of fill out there in the old drop-off zone, and all the steps and ramps are gone, as you can see, and they're closing in on final grades.
Yeah.
They'll pour slab, and then we'll have our tile up here, and then the pavers and blacktop in the driveway.
Right.
So,
you know, some of the members that have walked by over the last week and a half and put their own eyes on this, they said, wow, it's really gradual.
Yeah.
I think people were imagining like this mountain hill, which is not the case. I mean, it's a real gradual incline.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, it's going to look like it was always meant to be here.
Yeah, some folks may not even realize the transformation. If you can't recall or weren't here when all the steps and ramps were here. But we have over 100 foot of diameter in that turning circle, so plenty of geometry to make the grade. And yeah, it's going to look like it should have looked. But so a lot of people are going to go, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's quite a transformation.
It is a big transformation.
It's $200,000 change order, but we're very happy.
But it cleans up the front of the club. I think it's a safer entrance from the club.
Huge, yep.
And, you know, speaking of safety, and before we leave this area, we are going to have to reroute some cart traffic.
Sure.
While they finish this grading out towards the pro shop. So just, again, be mindful of that. Mike Batter and his team are well aware, and they have a plan together. But as they begin to work on this area next week, we're going to have to get creative with some cart traffic. So just keep your heads up.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot more scaffolding here now. They started setting up the end of last week. The stucco guys are coming back to finish the bit of the outside that they didn't get to, as well as the ceilings in the pool cafe and the porch outside Lakeview Lounge.
That's right.
There's some columns and some other work. So there's a couple of weeks of work for the stucco guys. Then they can prime and finish paint the whole building. We only have the first coat of paint on, which is a white, much closer. It's supposed to match the wellness building versus the old kind of cream color. So it's not quite white yet, but it's on its way.
It's getting there.
So yeah, as soon as that last bit of stucco work is done, they can spray off, and buildings start going to take
When
shape.
you look at this compared to the Cart Barn Pro Shop, which is the old color, even with one coat here, it's night and day.
No, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I never liked that vanilla color with the red roof. It's just not a good look. It's kind of Howard Johnson's, if you remember.
Right.
So just inside the doors to the right, the main bathrooms, we've sheetrocked everything. They're ready to paint and put back the flooring, the new tile flooring. and set the fixtures.
Yep.
So those are coming together, and we're going to paint the cabinetry in there. So
Beautiful.
we budgeted the whole renovation in those bathrooms. It was just too much money. I think it was 100,000. So we're spending 60, just under
Yeah.
60,000.
Yeah.
So they'll have a good fresh look.
Move the arches so everything is squared off.
Yeah, it's much
it's just
less
a cleaner,
cluttered.
yeah.
All the wallpaper's out, so it's going to look nice,
Beautiful.
clean.
Beautiful.
Overhead, they're ready to close in ceilings in a lot of areas. They're inspecting now for fire sprinklers, which has been our lagging contractor. They're moving along pretty well. So we can start doing the sheetrock ceilings
Yeah.
and work moving forward there. Permanent power's on, so we're trying to get the air handlers hooked up so we can turn on air conditioning. We'll temporarily fill these openings, probably with some plywood doors.
Yeah.
And then we can start drying the building out with the AC in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Beautiful.
Wiring's progressing. There's still a lot of wiring to go, a lot of panels being hooked in. We're reviewing what's on the generator hookup.
Yeah.
There's some of you may remember, we're not buying a generator. We're setting up the wiring system. So one panel has a number of circuits into it, limited air conditioning, all the refrigerators and freezers, some lighting, the fire alarm system. So the building will be safe and dry in the event we bring our rental generator in and just plug it into the.
Yeah, and we're not looking to operate the building, but it's really just, as you said, to protect our food perishable inventory.
Yep.
And then just to keep some circulation of air and make sure we don't
Right.
growing mold or making any wood finishes.
The building will be warmer than normal, but we're trying to keep the humidity down,
exactly.
so that should work well there. What else is going on? The swimming pool.
yeah.
Swimming pool was sprayed last week. It was a Thursday, Friday, Monday, I think, to get it all done. Quite a lot of, I think 12 trucks, concrete trucks.
Yeah.
And they're piping now.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of, I'm building my pool with pipes about this big, and our pool pipes are about that
Moving
big.
a lot more water through this
Yeah,
one.
you're moving many thousands more
Yeah.
gallons. And that'll hook into the geothermal system for our heating and cooling system. So looking good there.
Yeah.
They should be ready to stucco that pool soon.
Yeah, I'll
backfill.
drop in some aerials of the pool that I took over the last week. So, I mean, you could see the shape prior to the, the concrete, but now you really get a good visual of the shape of the pool. And it's just, it's
as big as we could make it, honestly, when you see that aerial.
Yeah.
It's close to the cart path. There'll be just a landscaping line and some fence, but it's coming along nicely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So what else do we got?
Well, also along that area, the pool deck, next week they're going to start grading and building that retaining wall.
Okay.
That goes around the back of the pool deck.
Yep.
I want to say it's about 3 feet maybe.
Yeah, there's a couple of small walls there. We're just using the concrete blocks.
Right.
With the battering system, Unilock system. So we're not pouring.
So you'll see that work happening next week. The contractor told me they may need to push the fence out a foot or so. The guys have some room to work around the back there, but that's going to start. And we are busy right now planning irrigation landscape.
Okay. Yep.
So still a couple months out from that, but JD's guys are getting pipe in the ground, conduit, sleeves. To start coordinating that. So,
and then a lot of work in the kitchen. We mention every week. They're raising the first exhaust hood today.
Yes.
The big, that's the banquet cook line. That's
there's actually,
today.
I think there's 2 units that go up there.
Yes. Yep. So 2 sections. It's about 25 feet long, I think. Yeah. And then the pizza oven, the pizza cook area. That hood is on the ground there. That's ready to go up.
Yeah.
And then.
There's a hood in the dish area.
Yes.
That's waiting for the FRP to go on the board.
Okay.
And the hood for the main line, I think, is showing up tomorrow. And I didn't look to see if the pool cafe hood was there.
It's not in the room right now.
We'll have that one as well soon.
All the stainless is up, the backsplash, so getting close to if they want to paint the wall. So they did do the sheetrock out of sequence because the sprinkler contractor was behind schedule. Normally, and I've spoken about doing the work from top down, but they really couldn't do the hard ceilings until all the sprinkler piping is in and permitted. So they moved ahead on the wall sheetrock. They passed all their inspections for in-wall mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So that I think all the walls are pretty much done.
Yeah.
Except from spot areas. The whole administrative suite is put together.
Yeah.
Including some ceiling features in the main conference room. So looking good there. All the low voltage wiring, I think, is ready.
Yeah, it's 90%.
Yeah.
There's some work they've got to do on the pool cafe side of
Sure.
the building.
Yep.
And we've got to connect this building to the wellness center.
Okay, sure.
Because our AV system is actually combined together. So we run a joint system. So
Good, good,
we've
yeah.
got to connect the buildings together. But
They shifted the fence line outside wellness now because they have some site work to do in
Yes.
the outside the loading dock.
Yes.
In the parking lot that's between the club and the wellness.
Correct.
So the workers are now parked on the south side of wellness. That's all ready for blacktop. And so now they can start finishing up the storm drainage in that area.
Yep.
A lot of paving to be done because there's a lot of trenches in there for the fire line and other work. So they shifted there into the site. So overall, looking really good.
it's awesome.
We're still on for end of May, the 22nd, and the committee's still hard at it every week. And this is the last of the big decisions for us on extra money, and we'll just try to ride till the end with our 70-odd thousand, with an eye for our storm
Yep.
curtains at the pool
They're
cafe.
teed up, ready to go. We
Yeah.
just got to give them the go ahead.
Sure, and that's all wired and ready
Yeah.
to just go in after the fact. So that's where we're at.
Beautiful. Well, that's a good update.
Sure, sure.
We'll drop in some great photos that we've taken over the last week here. So hope you enjoy those. As always, Mike, appreciate the time. And I
You
can
bet.
vouch for the work that the committee's doing. I spent
Yeah.
several hours on the roof earlier this week with
Yes.
Sal and Sergio. So they've got an eye on what's going on up
Yeah.
there and
No,
eye for details.
We're
So,
blessed to have some good,
Very, very
good,
much so.
well-experienced construction guys,
Yes.
and one woman on our committee, and they're taking their turn walking the sites. And,
Yeah.
everything, we formalize these comments, pass them on to the contractor.
Yeah.
Whether we're in sequence or not with those comments, it never hurts to have a checklist of what's not finished, what doesn't match the
They know
plans.
we're watching close.
Yeah,
So,
it's great. It's great. I
Beautiful.
appreciate
Awesome.
the support.
Awesome. So Countryside, we'll see you Thursday, March 13th at New Hope Church for our annual meeting. That starts at 9 a.m. We'll have an extensive project update. And then I'm sure we're going to see you on Saturday, March 15th at
Yacht Rock.
the Yacht Rock concert. So
All right.
listen to some good tunes. Mike, as always, thanks for the time.
Sure.
Countryside, we'll see you soon. Thank you.